I'm at the massive Quemahoning Dam today, and the salt was down a little bit. I wanted to go fishing. I've been on a kayak, and I didn't get to where I wanted to go because of the fact that, well, I didn't have my kayak with me. The spot I'd gotten to in my kayak I couldn't get to. So salt was low, and I haven't been here probably at least, oh wow, 20 years. And it's not down low enough. If it was down another 20 feet, out here is a sharp drop off in this cove. There's a house up here. There's a foundation right out here and one out here. So that's what I want to look for. There's some history here. There's a lot of history here. And you can see it right where I'm at. You can see the brick. See the brickwork. So I'm going to look for some of that history. I know there was a pottery place here back in the 1800s. And I know out from here there's the furnace. So I'll take a quick look along here. See if we find any pottery. Now, you understand, when they fired back then, these clay furnaces, they made very, I don't want to say rudimentary clay. Here's a piece. Here's some pieces of it. They made this handmade, these clay pots. Here's some of it. Here's some. See the glazing. It's a very thick clay. I love to have one of these pots. They're really beautiful. I know there were some out further, and there was the furnace, and people came along the second time I'd been there, and they just destroyed it. There's some more pottery shards. What makes Quemahoning very special? This is some pottery here. Okay, here's a nice piece. Shows you some of the pottery they did. Still some of the glaze on it. Here's a nice piece. That's really pretty. Here's another piece of it. Some of these you can really see the glaze on them. It's a good green glaze. So what I want to do here is draw a map for you here. The breast of the dam's right there. So this is the deepest spot right out here. Now, there's 3 towns in here. This town here was Stanton's Mill and on up the lake. Right at the deepest spot was an Indian town where when George Washington and Christopher Gist came here, Quemahoning town, I believe it was called, is the base of this. So there's actually a hell of a lot of history that's underneath this lake right there, and you can't get to it. Most of the time you cannot ever see this stuff or even get near it, even these pottery shards. It's really a shame. But that was a whole town there. Now, this was a farm. You had the barn right here, and then the pottery place, and the actual foundation for the barn is somewhere up along here. And I know I won't be able to get to it. I haven't been here in so long. My grandfather was still alive, and I walked out along this edge, and he says, "Baba, be careful, because it's very deep." I'm not even going to try to walk up along this, but you can see it's very muddy. Nice fishing spot there, the cove and the house. Not that many pottery shards to be found. I'm going to look through them real carefully. I want to look for some that had fingerprints on them. I probably won't find them because back in the day, when I was out in here, I had a hard time finding them. History around here is so... Oh, wow. That's a nice find. It's a piece of an old porcelain cup. You see that? That pink glaze is very common. Here's another piece of it. For late 1800s. That's nice. So there's just a lot of history right here.